The vast emptiness of space stretched before the celestial horizon, a sleek human exploration vessel cutting through the darkness like a knife. Commander J. Park stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the holographic displays that flickered, with distant star maps and sensor readings. Lieutenant Hai Kim's fingers danced across her communication console, her brow furrowed with concentration. The ship had been traveling for months, pushing the boundaries of known space, searching for something, anything, that might expand human understanding of the universe. Suddenly, a sharp beep broke the quiet hum of the ship's systems. "Commander," Hai called out, her voice tight with tension. "We're detecting an anomalous energy signature approaching from Sector 7. Jay moved closer, studying the rapidly changing data. The signature was unlike anything in their database, a massive energy output that seemed to bend the very fabric of space around it. "Shields up," he commanded, his voice calm but firm. The alien vessel materialized as if from nowhere, its obsidian black hull absorbing light rather than reflecting it. It was massive, at least 3 times the size of the celestial horizon, and moved with a grace that suggested technology far beyond human understanding. For several long moments, nothing happened. No communication, no movement, just 2 ships suspended in the infinite blackness of space, watching each other like predators sizing up potential prey. Sung Choi, the ship's lead engineer, worked frantically at his station. "Commander, I'm detecting multiple energy signatures. Their technology, it's reading as something completely foreign. Our systems can barely interpret the basic quantum signatures." Hai's communication panel erupted with a burst of strange, mathematically precise signals. It wasn't language as humans understood it, more like a complex mathematical equation being broadcast directly into space. "Are they trying to communicate?" Jay asked, more to himself than to anyone else. The alien ship began to change. Sections of its hull seemed to ripple and shift, creating geometric patterns that hurt the eyes if you looked at them too long. It was beautiful and terrifying simultaneously, a living technology that defied everything humans understood about spacecraft design. Sung's voice broke through the tension. "Commander, their energy output is increasing. I can't predict what might happen next." Jay's training kicked in. Years of military and exploration protocols ran through his mind in milliseconds. Maintain position. Do not initiate aggressive response. Let them make the first move. Inside the alien vessel, beings that were more mathematical construct than biological entity observed the human ship. They had been watching humanity for decades, collecting data, trying to understand this young species that seemed to defy all their predictive models. The Celestial Horizon's crew remained perfectly still. Years of training had prepared them for first contact scenarios, but nothing could truly prepare someone for the moment of actually meeting an alien intelligence. A pulse of energy erupted from the alien vessel. Not a weapon, but a complex information burst. It passed through the Celestial Horizon's shields as if they were nothing more than a thin mist. Hayu's systems went crazy. Streams of data, mathematical equations, biological patterns, and something that seemed like pure information flooded her. Screens. "Commander," she whispered. "They're communicating." Jay watched as the alien ship continued to change shape, its hull now displaying intricate patterns that seemed to pulse with an inner light. It was beautiful, terrifying, and completely incomprehensible. No one on the bridge moved. No one spoke. This was the moment humanity had dreamed about for centuries. First contact with an alien intelligence. And none of them knew if they were about to witness first contact or first conflict. The universe held its breath. "Would you like me to continue, or modify any part of this narrative section?" The data stream consumed every computer system on the celestial horizon. Information flowed like liquid, filling every digital space with complex patterns that seemed to breathe and move. Hai Kim's hands trembled as she tried to decode the alien transmission. The mathematical language was unlike anything humans had ever encountered. Each symbol contained multiple meanings, shifting and changing with microscopic variations. Commander J. Park watched silently. Something about the transmission felt alive, Not just a message, but a living communication that adapted in real time. Sung Choi worked frantically at his station, developing translation algorithms on the fly. "Commander," he said, "these aren't just signals. They're adaptive intelligence patterns." The alien vessel remained motionless, a black geometric shape that seemed to absorb light and thought simultaneously. Its hull continued to shift and change, creating patterns that hurt human eyes if observed too long. Hours passed. The crew remained at their stations, drinking nutrient supplements and watching the impossible unfold before them. No one spoke. Everyone understood they were witnessing something beyond human comprehension. Suddenly, a breakthrough. Fragments of meaning began to emerge from the data stream. Not words exactly, but concepts. Understanding. The aliens were studying humanity, not as conquerors, but as researchers trying to comprehend an utterly alien intelligence. They had been watching humans for decades. Earth's radio signals, television broadcasts, internet data, all had been collected, analyzed, processed through computational systems that viewed human behavior as a complex mathematical problem. And they were confused. Humans didn't follow predictable patterns. Where other species in the galaxy followed strict evolutionary protocols, humans were chaotic, creative, unpredictable. A transmission formed, broken, fragmented, but understandable. Humans, statistical anomaly, emotional complexity beyond computational models. Jay understood the underlying message. The aliens saw humanity as an unexplained variable in their universal equation, something that didn't make sense, something that broke their understanding of intelligent life. Sung's translation algorithms improved. More messages came through. "Your species demonstrates non-linear advancement. Emotional responses override logical protocols. Unpredictability detected." The crew exchanged glances. Was this a compliment? A warning? An observation? The alien vessel continued its strange dance of geometric transformations. Its very existence seemed to challenge human perception of technology and intelligence. Hours became days. The celestial horizon drifted, locked in this strange communication dance with the alien craft. No weapons were raised, no threats made, just pure, unfiltered information exchange. Chai discovered something extraordinary. The aliens weren't just sending information, they were learning. Every human response, every tiny reaction was being processed and integrated into their understanding. They were studying humanity like scientists studying a fascinating new species. Commander J. Park realized something profound. This wasn't just first contact. This was humanity's first true test on the galactic stage. How they responded would define their species' future. The alien transmission continued. More messages arrived. Emotional resilience, adaptive capability, technological acceleration rate, unexplained. Sung whispered to Hai, "They're trying to understand us." The universe watched, waited, wondered. Humanity's moment had arrived. "Would you like me to elaborate on or modify any part of this narrative section?" The silence between the ships grew heavy with unspoken tension. Commander J. Park could feel something changing, a subtle shift in the cosmic balance that made his skin prickle. Alien transmissions became less frequent, more calculated. Each message felt like a carefully placed chess move, testing human responses. Sung Choi's research team worked around the clock. They discovered something disturbing in the alien communication patterns. The extraterrestrial intelligence was developing a threat assessment protocol specifically designed for humanity. "They're afraid of us," Sung muttered, reviewing complicated quantum data streams. Chai Kim noticed strange electromagnetic fluctuations around the alien vessel. Its geometric hull began producing subtle energy pulses that seemed to probe the celestial horizon's defensive systems. Days turned into weeks. The standoff continued. Deep within alien command structures, leaders discussed humanity. Their computational models couldn't predict human behavior. Humans were chaos incarnate, A species that could simultaneously create beautiful art and devastating weapons. A species that could love deeply and destroy completely. The alien leadership grew increasingly nervous. Small incidents began to occur. Minor energy weapon tests. Subtle technological probes, each side measuring the other's capabilities without direct confrontation. One particular transmission caught everyone's attention. A direct message that seemed almost like a warning. Human. Species potential universal disruption. Unpredictability factor. Maximum. Jay understood the underlying message. The aliens were considering humanity a potential threat. Not because humans were aggressive, but because they were fundamentally unpredictable. Sung's quantum computing breakthrough happened almost accidentally. While analyzing alien transmission patterns, he developed an adaptive algorithm that could predict potential alien tactical movements within milliseconds. The algorithm was revolutionary. It could read subtle energy signatures, understand complex mathematical communication patterns, and generate potential response scenarios faster than any previous human technology. AI integrated the algorithm into the ship's primary defense systems. Suddenly, the Celestial Horizon wasn't just a research vessel. It became a potential weapon of unprecedented complexity. The alien vessel detected the technological shift immediately. Its hull began producing more aggressive energy signatures. Defensive. Calculating. Humanity was no longer just being studied. It was being evaluated as a potential threat. Jay understood the delicate balance. One wrong move could trigger a conflict that might determine the future of human-alien relations. Every decision mattered. The ship's crew worked with remarkable calm. Years of training had prepared them for high-stress scenarios. But nothing, compared to this moment of potential galactic conflict. Sung's algorithm continued learning. Each alien transmission was processed, analyzed, integrated. The system was becoming smarter with every passing moment. "Commander," I said quietly, "they're preparing something, I can feel it." The alien vessel began to change. Its geometric patterns became more angular, more defensive. Energy weapons charged in subtle, almost imperceptible ways. Humanity waited, watched, prepared. The first test of human capability was about to begin. Would you like me to modify or expand on any part of this narrative section? The first shot came without warning, a pulse of energy that ripped through space like a silent scream, targeting the Celestial Horizon's primary communication array. Commander J. Park moved with practiced efficiency. "Defensive protocols activated," he commanded, his voice steady despite the chaos erupting around him. Sung Choi's quantum algorithm sprang to life. Where traditional defense systems would have taken seconds to respond, his adaptive technology reacted in milliseconds. The ship's shields morphed, creating intricate energy patterns that absorbed and redirected the alien weapon's impact. Hai Kim's communication systems went wild. Streams of data flooded her screens. Complex mathematical equations that translated alien weapon signatures into defensive strategies faster than human thought could process. The alien vessel changed. Its obsidian hull broke into multiple geometric shapes, each segment becoming a potential weapon, a potential shield. It was a living machine of unprecedented complexity. But humans had something the aliens didn't understand: adaptability. Jay watched as the first wave of alien attacks dissolved against their adaptive shields. Each weapon strike was studied, analyzed, and countered within moments. The Celestial Horizon wasn't just defending, it was learning. Sung's algorithm began to do something unexpected. It didn't just defend, it started to predict. Each alien weapon signature was mapped, understood, and neutralized before it could fully form. "They're using mathematical precision," Sung shouted over the ship's alarms. "But we're using creative chaos." The battle became a dance of impossible complexity. Alien energy weapons struck, only to be absorbed and redirected. The Celestial Horizon moved with a fluidity that defied traditional combat logic. Shai discovered something extraordinary. The aliens were becoming confused. Their computational models couldn't understand how humans were responding. Each defensive move was so unpredictable that it broke their understanding of strategic warfare. More ships arrived. Alien vessels that looked like living mathematical equations, each designed for perfect, precise destruction. But they found something unexpected, a human ship that refused to follow any known rules of engagement. Jay's strategic mind worked overtime. He wasn't just fighting, he was sending a message. Humanity would not be an easy target. Humanity would not be controlled. The first alien vessel exploded not from direct weapon impact but from its own computational systems overloading. It couldn't process the chaos of human response. More ships came, wave after wave of alien vessels that represented centuries of technological advancement. Each one fell, not through brute force but through something far more dangerous, human creativity. Sung's algorithm began to do something unprecedented. It started manipulating the very quantum fabric around the ship, creating defensive patterns that shouldn't be possible according to known physics. "They're learning how to break the rules of engagement," Hai whispered, watching the incredible display of technological adaptation. The battle continued. Hours became a blur of impossible maneuvers. The celestial horizon became a legend, a single ship that held off an entire alien armada through nothing more than human ingenuity. Jay understood something profound. This wasn't just a battle. This was humanity's declaration to the universe. We are here. We are different. We will not be controlled. The last alien vessel retreated, its complex systems overwhelmed by the sheer unpredictability of human response. Silence returned to space, but it was a different silence. A silence that spoke of a fundamental shift in galactic understanding. Humanity had arrived. And nothing would ever be the same. Would you like me to modify or expand on any part of this narrative section? The universe watched in stunned silence. News of the human victory spread faster than light itself. Quantum communication networks carried the story across countless star systems. A single human ship had defeated an entire alien armada through pure, unexpected creativity. Commander J. Park stood on the bridge of the celestial horizon, watching holographic displays that showed the retreating alien vessels. Something fundamental had changed. Sung Choi's quantum algorithms continued processing the battle data. Each moment of conflict revealed layers of human potential that defied traditional understanding. The algorithms were learning, growing, transforming with each millisecond of analysis. Chai Kim intercepted alien communication channels. Their transmissions were no longer confident. They were confused, afraid. Human capability beyond computational. Prediction, one transmission read. The alien leadership was collapsing. Their entire philosophical understanding of intelligent life had been shattered by a single human encounter. Humanity wasn't just another species to be categorized and controlled. They were something entirely new. Other alien civilizations began, receiving the transmission logs. Each detailed how humans had defeated a technologically superior force through nothing more than adaptive thinking and emotional intelligence. Jay understood the deeper implication. This wasn't just a military victory. This was a fundamental redefinition of galactic power dynamics. Quantum communication networks buzzed with analysis. Research teams across multiple star systems studied every millisecond of the conflict. Humans had done something impossible. They had introduced pure chaos into a universe built on mathematical precision. Sung discovered something extraordinary in the battle data. Human emotional responses had become a weapon. Their ability to think outside computational models had become their greatest strength. The celestial horizon became more than a ship. It became a symbol, a message to the universe that humanity would not be controlled, categorized, or limited. Alien research facilities went into emergency mode. Their computational systems struggled to understand what had happened. How could a species so young demonstrate such unprecedented capabilities? HFY intercepted a particularly revealing transmission. Humans, evolutionary anomaly, cannot be predicted, cannot be controlled. Days passed. The implications of the conflict spread like a quantum wave across galactic communication networks. Jay looked at his crew. They weren't celebrating, they were processing, understanding that they had changed everything. Other human exploration vessels received the transmission logs. Military strategists began studying every detail. Scientists analyzed each quantum signature. Researchers mapped the new potential of human adaptive capabilities. The alien civilization that had attacked began to fragment. Their unified computational systems couldn't process the defeat. Their entire philosophical understanding of conflict and intelligence had been destroyed. Sung's algorithms continued learning. Each alien transmission was another piece of data, another opportunity to understand the broader galactic ecosystem. We're not just exploring space, Jay told his crew. We're rewriting the rules of existence. Transmission after transmission revealed the same message. Humans were different, unpredictable, dangerous in their potential for both creation and destruction. The celestial horizon became a legend, not just a ship, but a turning point in galactic history. Shai looked at the communication displays. Something was changing. The universe itself seemed to be watching, waiting, understanding that humanity had just announced its arrival. No longer would other species view humans as a young, controllable civilization. They were a force of nature, unpredictable, powerful, transformative. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had arrived. Would you like me to modify or expand on any part of this narrative section?